All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to discuss different ways to improve our athleticism. Coordination and reaction time have a lot to do with our ability to perform as an athlete. There's a lot of demands on our body, regardless of the sport that we play, and one of those demands is making very small, quick adjustments on the move, on the fly. I'm in the middle of going through my throw with my my disc golf disc, and my foot slips on the tee pad. Going into my backswing, and I feel a little out of position. I am running, and I encounter a surface that's a little unlevel. I wasn't expecting, or maybe I hit some gravel. We can keep going. On the soccer field, and I have the ball, and I'm dribbling, and somebody gives me a nice shoulder pressure, and I've got to still maintain the ability to manage the pressure, keep my line, and manage the ball with my feet. So there's all these new instances where these little details show up, and we don't have time to stop and think and make the change. We have to do it on the fly. Some people might describe that as like natural talent, and for sure, some athletes have an abundance of natural talent in these types of scenarios, but that doesn't mean that we can't work on and improve those types of skills. So hand-eye coordination and reaction time with our feet, same idea. Coordination to our feet, quickness, agility, adjusting for balance, even something as subtle as having an increased sensation in our hands, and the type of feedback that's very subtle that we can get from that type of response. So all these things sort of fall under the same umbrella in how I train people for athleticism, and we're going to cover a few of those today. So a couple drills that I have found to be quite effective. Oh, one other thing. When it comes to focus, we can do a lot of different things. Breathing, visualizing, setting an intention. But we can also really dial our brain in to focus on smaller details if we take short drills that don't take a lot of time and we put them at the start of the workout. So you can enhance how well you can focus in your workout from doing some of these drills just before you do some of your bigger skills. But as it relates to athleticism, coordination, reaction time, those types of things, really good feel with our feet, with our hands. This is how we can enhance a lot of those things. Okay, so one would be juggling. And there's a lot of folks out here that can't juggle. All right, I'm just getting my skills on juggling better than they were before. It's something that I put a lot of time into trying to figure out before, but I've never been great at juggling. Now, in my opinion, great at juggling would be to be able to juggle, endlessly, maybe different types of juggling feats, but really this would constitute juggling. It seems very simple, it seems very basic, but if this is where your capability is, this is where you can spend time improving. And there are lots of details that get you to 3 balls or 4 balls, okay? But it starts with 1. And here's where it starts. It starts with throwing the same height. So applying the same amount of force or pressure, throwing to the same location over and over again, catching a smooth and not fumbled catch so you can deliver the ball again with no delay. Just those 3 details of tossing one ball up in the air over and over and over again to try to replicate the same exact outcome is your first step into juggling, and that alone can enhance your hand-eye coordination, your senses, your feel, okay? We overlay something very basic like this, like standing on 1 foot, and now feel to the fire. You advance 1/2 step from 1 ball, you alternate, because we've got a coordinated side and an uncoordinated side, so for me, my right hand is way better than my left, but you do alternating throws. You can progress to both at the same time. You'll see my left control is a lot different than my right. And usually when I got 3 balls going, If I mess up, it's whatever's happening with my left hand. Okay. And then you can work on 2 balls in one hand, for instance. Not so good at that myself, but that's okay. Your takeaway is not can you juggle. Your takeaway is can you focus on developing your skill from where you are today to where you may be in the future. And if that's just one ball, getting better at, like I said, those 3 things, same location, same height, so same power, and no delay, so the same frequency over a minute or so, you're gonna enhance your skill set. So we can get a little more involved with our body, some spatial awareness, and also some rhythm and fluidity in the body. And an easy way to do that is with jump ropes. And so there's all different types of jump ropes out there. There are speed ropes, there are beaded ropes, there are jump ropes that are made with thicker gauge rope. So all different kinds, they all have value, okay? But I'm gonna encourage you to experiment with these types of ropes. They're flow ropes. That's sort of the description that you'll find on the internet. It's a thicker style rope, so it's got a little bit more weight to it. It's easier to feel that weight. And we're not gonna jump over the rope. We're gonna manipulate the rope around our body, on the outsides of our body. We're gonna twist our hands over each other. We're gonna turn our body. Another fantastic way to work on athleticism. I'll just take you through a couple of movements just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. We could jump over it like a traditional jump rope, but I'm gonna stand and I'm gonna circle this rope. And you can see it takes a decent amount of coordination. I have to move my upper body around my lower body. So we're working on disassociation and rotation. You can see my hands and my wrists have to rotate. Another aspect that's nice about this jump rope, it gives you a nice big wide handle, and if you grip too firm, the rope handle will not rotate in your hand, and so the rope will become bound on itself. So we're having to keep track of a lot of different things with our body, position wise, and all the way down to what it feels like in our hands. We can become more creative, and we can add different types of footwork, okay? Sky's the limit, and there's a lot of resources. I'll be putting some together for you. So the rope skills are fantastic as well. And then just some quick footwork and location with the feet for that eye-foot coordination. Not just the skill, the coordination, it all wraps in, rotation, things like that, some strength, some quickness, but proprioception to the foot. What part of your foot's hitting the ground? Where are you putting pressure on the ground? It applies to sports so much. All I'm going to use, if you have an agility ladder or a dot mat, you could even use tape on the floor. I just have one of my floor tiles cut in half, and I'm just going to put the dark side up so it's easy to see, and just really easy basic skills. I could just do a jab step, okay? I could do some shuffle side to side. If you've spent time playing sports and you've used agility ladders before, you've got a pretty good framework on skills that you could revisit, okay? Give yourself 3 to 5 minutes. Doesn't take a lot of time. Bang for your buck, compounding interest, it adds up. Start of the workout, middle of the workout, end of the workout, non-workout days, doesn't really matter. As long as you get it in, you start accumulating some minutes to your week, you're gonna see improvements. Sport performance, that's the goal. Become a better athlete, then you can get better at your skills. You're trying to work on skills, not easy to apply to the body. We gotta manipulate the body, make the body more adaptable so we can enhance our skills. It's not as easy as we get older. We gotta put the work in. But if we focus our work and we do things with structure and we're more thoughtful, we're gonna get more out of it. We're gonna prolong our success in our sports. All right, y'all, we'll see you next time.